What's up, guys? I know it's been a while since I made a video, but right here I got one, my draft analysis on Saquon Barkley. Now, I've been doing quarterbacks for basically since the Super Bowl has ended, but right now I'm going to be doing some other positions, and right now Barkley is one of the first guys I want to do. A lot of people find running backs to be very fun. I certainly find running backs to be fun, and some people think Saquon Barkley should be picked first overall. Now, when it comes to him being picked first overall, I don't think that should be the case. However, though, Bucky Brooks disagrees with me, and he's on NFL Network, and I'm stuck on YouTube. So that's another story for another day. But anyway, when it comes to it all, I definitely do like Saquon Barkley, but he definitely has his disadvantages. But come on, let's start off on a positive note with this guy. Saquon Barkley is a good two-way running back. He can most certainly run without an offensive line, and he certainly can be a threat coming out of there, just catching the ball and whatnot. And when it comes to it, having that two-way style is really, really helpful. I know a lot of people really, really like Adrian Peterson out there. And sure, Adrian Peterson is great and all, but his passing game value is very, very minimal. And maybe that's the reason why he's never, ever won a Super Bowl. I don't know, but that's a discussion for another day. But when it comes to it, I definitely think Barkley has the capability to come in. He's not going to be a Trent Richardson, I don't think, out of the gate. Trent Richardson was an absolute disaster. We all know why. Obviously, we can all look at Alabama. Alabama just had a fantastic offensive line, and they didn't really face too many great opponents out there. And when you create big holes like that, Trent Richardson could easily find it. However, though, also one thing about Richardson, it's not only the offensive line there, it's also because he was just way too patient. I mean, in the college game it worked. However, though, he tried to translate that patience to the NFL game, and it's really, really hard to be patient right here. And when it comes to it all, I definitely think when it comes to Barkley, what carries his value is his ability to do well without good offensive line play. I think a lot of people tend to look at Penn State. I mean, it comes to it all, Penn State might be a highly regarded football program, except with their coaches, of course. Obviously, they tend to like little boys a little bit too much over there. But when it comes to it, Barkley has definitely thrived there as an offensive line without the offensive line. And even on special teams, yes, I know they have a good special teams. And I know when he returns the kicks right there, he's pretty good at returning kicks. And yeah, I know he's might be just a system player, but I doubt it, though. His returns are actually legit. He actually gets there at a normal pace at a normal time. It's not like John Ross, where it feels like forever for him. And I'm like, this guy's had broke the 40-yard dash record, and yet this guy's taking forever to return a kick. I mean, come on, you got to be kidding me right there. But Saquon Barkley obviously brings that. And when it comes to it all, I definitely like Saquon Barkley as a talent. Obviously, if he gets to coaching right there, he definitely should do well. However, though, he does have his downsides. I definitely think that when it comes to him being a pass catcher, yeah, sure, he can catch the ball. Can he really run routes? No, not really. I'm not really impressed with his ability to run the wheel route. If you don't know what the wheel route is, it's basically when the running back goes out almost like he's doing a swing and then he streaks upfield. Obviously, if you play Madden or something, you've probably seen that route before. He's done by the running back with the slot receiver, etc. But when it comes to it all, one thing I definitely do not like is I definitely saw the wheel route coming, and the linebacker was just stupid who was covering him. I mean, it's a college linebacker. He was either A, concussed, B, probably still hung over, and C, he probably played way too much Fortnite the night before. But when it comes to it, the route running is just a little bit of concern, and that's what drove me away from the Reggie Bush comparison, because Reggie Bush can at least run routes. He can at least line up at the wide receiver position. And And he's also a little bit he's a little bit more heavier than Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush definitely had a little bit of a smaller build. But the reason why people make that comparison is because Barkley is finesse, similar to Reggie Bush. However, though, I definitely think that when it comes to Barkley, they definitely did a good job bringing up the fact that he runs a little bit too much laterally, and I think that could be a little bit concerned, but I think he can transition to that way. And also, it's because he didn't play on a good offensive line. Hell, he might get better blocking at the professional level than he is going to get at the college level when it comes to that time. So I definitely look at Barkley, pretty darn solid, and all of that. Now, one thing I want to bring up for his disadvantages, I saw a post on Facebook with the CBS Sports, and they were talking about it, and they're saying that they're trying to hype up how great of an athlete he is. I'm like, yeah, sure, he's a well-rounded athlete, but they're trying to hype up that he did more reps than Joe Thomas. Like, yeah, Joe Thomas probably had he did one more rep than Joe Thomas, and Joe Thomas probably had 100 more pounds like lifting right there. So like if Joe Thomas and Saquon Barkley arm wrestle, I mean, I think Saquon Barkley would just lose his arm entirely. So, and I think when it comes to like 40 times, the 4.4 is really nice. It's really nice speed. It's not 4.3 though, so but still a 4.4 is still pretty not bad. Now right here, I got LeBron James, die-hard Giants fan right here. Now when it comes to it all, Saquon Barkley was rumored that maybe he could go to the New York Giants early on in this draft. But there was also some good quarterbacks, some of the Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold. What would you rather have? Would you rather them draft a quarterback for the future or a running back that can step into the gate and make an impact right away?
I would rather have a quarterback because any running backs that go to the NFL are there for a reason. A good offensive line that we just got during the offseason. I think that any average running back for right now could do all right, but Eli Manning, man, Eli Mayonnaise just needs to hang up the boots, you know. Just I think we need a new quarterback now. Maybe Eli Manning plays at least another year or two, but I think Eli Manning would be a good teacher to the new quarterback, and I think that would be the best move for the New York Giants.
I 100% agree right here because so many teams, I hate it when they just drop a rookie quarterback on his own right there. When you have Eli Manning, you can kind of put a quarterback right there and just make him learn under the year.
Yeah.
And I think
Eli Manning's probably a great teacher, just the age is getting to him. He should follow Peyton Manning, his older brother, and just, retire. After he beat Tom Brady, he's lived his legacy. Just hang up the boots.
Yeah, no, he did. I mean, that one season, that 2011 season, he was dynamite.
Sure was.
He was
great,
dynamite.
Great season.
Yeah, and I definitely look at when it comes to Barkley and all that. What do you think about when it comes to running backs? Like, do you think they're that valuable to the NFL?
Yes. Some running backs definitely are better than others, but a running back cannot be good. I mean, cannot be the best without a good offensive line. The offensive line is what fuels a running back for the most part. Good running backs find the holes, run past defenders. But I think an offensive line is the best offense for an offense.
Yeah, I mean, offensive lines are definitely valuable,
and they're not. I feel like they're not given enough praise for the amount of work they do and how important they are for the team.
I 100% agree with that. I made a video over the summer about how offensive linemen, no one appreciates them. Like, even when they do a good job, no one talks about. When they do a bad job, though, everyone
roasts them. Everyone.
It's so cruel. It is so cruel out there. And I think when it comes to perspective, my view on running backs is if you draft, just to say they draft Josh Rosen, second overall, but let's just say he's just an average quarterback. Well, Eli Manning in 2007 was technically an average quarterback. He won the Super Bowl that year. Joe Flacco in 2012 was an average quarterback and won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson, Hall of Fame running back.
Indeed.
Best he ever got was the NFC Conference game, and that's it. Semifinals. That's what he ever. He needed Brett Favre to get there.
Yep.
And not only that, O.J. motherfucking Simpson, he's never even won a playoff game. Yeah, I guess God just saw that. Well, this guy's just gonna murder someone, so I'm not gonna let him murder the playoffs. So, yeah. But I think to talk about this, when it comes to the player comparisons to Saquon Barkley. Now, if you're kind of new to this channel, I do 3 players, and my top player for him is Fred Taylor. Now, Fred Taylor, a lot of people think, I might be high of him. I definitely think he has potential to be a future Hall of Famer. But Fred Taylor is one of the more underrated running backs ever. I mean, 7 out of his 11 seasons, he ran for over 1,000 yards. And not only that, he didn't really play with that many great offensive lines. Like, a lot of times he was on his own. He also helped develop Maurice Jones-Drew. And look how great Maurice Jones-Drew did for that 3-year time period. And I think that would be the best case scenario. But this is the expected case scenario. I think he's a little bit going to be like similar to a Lamar Miller, where you have a couple 1,000-yard seasons and whatnot. And that's kind of similar to Reggie Bush's stats when he was with the Saints and the Dolphins and whatnot. And maybe because Lamar Jackson, sometimes he's stuck in maybe a passing offense or whatnot, or all of that, or I mean Lamar Miller, excuse me. So I think that's definitely perspective. But also, he could be an Isaiah Crowell, where a guy who just touches 1,000, he might have a little bit of a fumbling issue, and he might get a ton of negative yards, similar to Isaiah Crowell. I think that's definitely a concern. I think Colin Cowherd brought up a great point of Isaiah Crowell or about Saquon Barkley. The guy gets a lot more negatives. I mean, sure, I love what he sees at his best, but sometimes at his worst, he's not too great. So you can't just simply just look at a highlight video on YouTube and all that. But guys, I've been talking way too much. This guy I know is sick of me talking way too much. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.